Back to the channel. Today I want to add Firebase to our current project that we've been working on. So basically let's add Firebase. In the previous video I showed you how to create a GitHub account so you could just have everything in your repository, so in case something happens to your computer or anything, the code is over there, or if you want to work with a friend or anybody. Also remember that learning to use GitHub is a great tool because you really need it out there to work as a software engineer. So let me see. I hope you already added the project to your repository and you created the GitHub account. But if you didn't, then you just it probably looks something like this. You come here and then you click add an existing project, and then you choose the path where your project is, and then this is for me, right? If I choose this, but because if I try, the project is already there, so it's nothing. But if you hit it and then it's not created, it might give you like a little dialogue and say create a repository. You click yes and everything, you should be fine. Let me see if I do this. You see nothing happen because I already have it here and I get this little thing. Maybe some of you guys don't get it. If you don't get it, it's fine. Sometimes when you add it, it gives you this, and then you have to add it. Like if you right click, add to the get ignore. This means like, hey, or ignore all files that the extension as the user state files. So if I do this, boom, and then I could just be like ignore, and I'm just gonna be like this, but and then I could just discharge this. When you do discharge, like if you make any change, let's say even here, like right up, let's make this change. You see this is blue because they're saying, hey, if I click here, you see, clicking at the box, it shows changes. It shows you how it was, and if you click back, you could hide it. That's how it is, right? You come here, it shows you, hey, the red that you deleted. So if I want to discharge, right, if I come here, discharge changes, boom, this goes back to how it was. And then here, or you could, like, if you tap here, you could discharge all the changes. So but be careful with that because sometimes you just want to like change any just one file, discharge it or not. But this is super tool, super helpful. You see, I keep getting this little, I think it's right now, it's a little GitHub bug that I have, but don't mind this, okay? So other than that, we're gonna have to use the terminal, right? So in your terminal, you clear, right? If you know how to get your terminal, on your keyboard, command and space, and then you type terminal. You get this one right here, boom. And then here, if you do that, you type pwd and print working directory to know where you are. So now I know where I'm at, so I need, and now you have to go to the file, to the path where you have your file. You could either do like ls and you see a bunch of different stuff, you see. So I want to go into here. So if you're not familiar with terminal, so you like cd, which is change directory, s for sites, and if I could just write it, right, sites, or I could just type the first letter and then on the keyboard tab, and it brings me there, boom, and you click enter. Now if I click ls, you see it's different. So I could do, I want to go into cd tech your dreams, and then I'll be like, if I want to keep going again, I'll be like t plus tab, which is tutorials, and I click enter, and you see I'm inside this Swift beginning tutorial, which is this. So I'll do another cd. I mean, you could just do everything in one line like I did here, that I moved to directory, but I just want to show you step by step if you're not so familiar with this terminal. Or if you want to go back, you can cd down like this, and then if you go back, you go back to the beginning. So let me cd again, boom, let me see where I'm at now. You see I'm here, so let me cd again, and I'm like, we'll see, I'm gonna clear, and I'm like pwd, I'm at the beginning, right? If you want to clear, it's too big, just type clear, enter, and then you be like cd beside, and then be like tech your dreams, and then like tutorials, and then like y, and then it's boom. And then you see I did everything in just one whole step. But remember, this is different. That's why I always tell you, make sure you know where you're saving your project, because you need to go to your project, right? So you just like see these change directory space, the folder where you add. Another thing is if you know where your project is, but you don't know how to find it like this, but you know like, hey, it's in, let's say it's in your desktop, right? Let's say, yeah, I think I got a little small thing. Yeah, I had this, yeah, just in case. So right, if you just bring it and you drag it, boom, it'll give you the directives and user, blah, blah, blah. Too, so you could see where it is, right? So if you tap enter, now it's gonna give you like an error, but then you could be like, you could see this is the user, so this is where I'm at, this user, and then I'm like, right? So I'm saying, hey, this project, depending where you have it, right? But you see like up to this is this right here, right? With the money sign, right? Let me just create a new tab, not new one, yeah. So you see like this, right? Boom, this is me. So all this, right? So if I want to go to desktop, I'll be like cd desktop, right? And you see desktop right here, and then let me see, I put it like this, and then you could be like, if I put capital T and then tap again on the keyboard, tap is the key on the left underneath number 1, tab, tab. You see, boom, if I click cd there and I'll be like ls, you see I am inside this directory right here, you see, boom, boom. So this is another way, you just drag in a folder, right, and you find out where it is. So that's a whole different way how to do it. So let me just again clear where I'm at, okay, and then I'm here inside of this. Okay, cool. So right now let's make sure first that you have Cocoapods. If you don't have it, you need to install it, right? And I could just be like, okay, let me create a new one. I already have it, so probably this will just update. You could just sudo copy. Sudo means it's like you're gonna have to put your password, your computer password, right? It's super credential receipt. Boom, I put my computer password. And this might probably take a little bit. If you don't have it installed, it might you could get it installed, right? This is getting started. You see, boom, it didn't take long for me, and blah blah blah. Yep, these are all using to create pods, and because we're gonna be using Firebase, which is the pod. And if it is not working, sometimes this, so we're there's another thing. I think it's brew. MacBook Pro. Brew install, yeah. Oh, this is in Spanish because I'm in Dominican Republic. But you could do this to like brew install, and it will install a bunch of different things. That's in case Cocoapod doesn't work. Honestly, I haven't done this in a long time, like installing this, because you only do it one time. That's it. Cocoapod 2 one time. That's it. So if you have that, then we go to console. Oh no, oh yeah, I have to go into my, let me go for, yeah. So into Firebase, this is right. If you need a Google account, then you go to console Firebase, or you could just type on Google, or you could be like Firebase console, and then it's gonna like bring you to the console. Boom, then you can like get started and all that stuff, right? You gotta Firebase, get started. So you gotta add a project, enter your project name, or say Swift for beginners, right? Boom, this is my project name, right? Yeah, Swift for beginners. Then continue, you can name it whatever you want, and then yeah, all this good stuff, right? That's once you have to log in with your Gmail account and be on Firebase and all this, and then you add a project. See, it's a lot of different projects that I have. You could delete and add project anytime, and then select account. This is the account that I want to create for the analytics. Ew. Okay. Okay. See, they're calling me to go eat. Cool. Probably you don't have to do this, but I have a lot of the analytics and stuff. But yeah, because I have a bunch of things set up, but basically the same thing. Yeah, continue your project getting ready. Then boom, I got now this is the platform, right? This is my new project for beginner. iOS, if you do Android, but it's iOS, this is an iOS channel. Company name, right? You see how it is. If you go into your project and you get this, you could just copy, right? Copy this. You could just paste it. You see this is your bundle ID, which is your bundle ID. This is that's the display's name for like the app for this. So see, like for this, you could do here like if you want to change the name, you could just change to like tutorial or whatever, and then that's how it's going to display. You see here how this one is Shanda Ramos, and this one is nice, but this is just whatever. Yeah. So yeah, let's see that whatever. So copy this. Right, this is your bundle identifier, your bundle ID. Copy there, nickname if you want. This is your app is already in the app store. If it's not, it's cool. You could leave everything like that. Okay, register app. You gotta download this file, which I'm gonna show you how to do it. You download it, right? This is the info playlist with all the Google information. That's the good stuff. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Use Swift Package Manager instead of manage Firebase. Add a package. Let me see, Cocoapods. Yeah, we wanna go. Yeah, no stuff. I think this is new. Yeah, to shoes. Yeah. Let me just copy and just in case. But yeah. Okay, so let's get. This won't work right away because okay, this is what I downloaded, right? Then for playlist, just come and just drag it and yeah, up it right here, and then yeah, copy if you need it. Boom, it's there. Oh, you see here the like the information to for the app to talk with Google Firebase. You see the API key and all that good stuff. Okay, and then this I could do a lot of this, but this won't work because I haven't import Firebase yet, but I will in a bit. So let me just go to document. Tap there. I went to documentation and I want to add where am I? I lost. Yeah, let me copy this. I'm gonna need this, which none of this stuff is just. Where am I? Oh, I closed it by mistake. Okay, if you go to your main, right? What's my main? It's in Delegate, app Delegate, right? Oh, it's core data. So right here, you could just be like, boom. And it's gonna give you an error, don't worry about it, and let's copy this Firebase. I cannot find Firebase scope because we haven't installed Firebase yet. I'm just doing all this. I probably think I got a little bit ahead of myself, but let me go to documentation. Yeah, and then get started with Firebase, add Firebase to an app, an iOS platform. And I'm looking for something import where okay, these are all the pod SDK that we want to use right now. What do we want? We want pod yeah, let's copy this. No, okay, so right here, make sure you add that, right? Make sure you're here inside of your project. Now we're gonna start using the terminal, so we're like pod in it. You gotta run pod in it. Boom, and then if you like click, boom, you see? If you see this, or let me see. I think you do it like open and then you're like, yeah. So if you do like open, did that, open. You see, now we have this file that we didn't have before. So you wanna open it, put the text edited, right? And then underneath here, you could just be like, oh no. This that you copy, right? Pod. This you want to put it here, and then let me see, we want Firestore as well. Let's add these two, and once you're done, right, just make sure it's like this. If you want, I mean, you could, add a little bit to like, mess it up, like format or whatever. It's up to you, but you save it and you close it. You close it. I said closet. Damn, closet. And then I'm like, now you'll be like, pod install. Make sure the Xcode is closed when you do this. You see, he's installing all the Firebase stuff. So if you had to install Cocoapods, it's easy. Like I said, this is there while this runs and install. Where's Cocoapods? Somewhere around the world. Yeah, so right here, Cocoapods, you install it. If you install it, you can just do like pod, like I did here. First, once you know you're in the file for your project, you pod in it, then pod install. First you init, so when you init, you get all these different files, you see. I did right here, pod init to initialize it, to initialize a pod. Then inside the pod file, you open it and you paste the two files that I showed you, right? And then now if we be like ls, boom, right? You see, we have now, let me show you here. So remember, you open this one or this one, you open this one, add as a file. It should look something like this, both Firebase off, authentication, and Firestore for the database, right? But now you have two. If you see like you have two of this now, and then you have a pod file with a bunch of stuff that you don't need to touch, that's all. So now you open this one. Right, see that white one, this like kind of white. So you, because now, let's see what happens. So now this is the one that you gotta use in order, because you, whenever you create a pod, you recreate a project for you to take advantage of all the good stuff. So let's see. Then if you come to the app delegate, you see you don't get the error anymore. And then what happens if we run it now? You probably get some warnings because now you have a bunch of different third-party libraries going on. And let me see, where's it? Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I need this, and yeah, and this one, okay. This thing is taking a little bit to load. It always like that because now you gotta build a bunch of different files that it has. So right here you see the pods, but if you open here, you're able to see your pod file. Boom. And then you get all that stuff. But you should make sure the app runs and it doesn't crash. And afterwards, we'll see. Yeah, the first time takes a while, so depends on your computer. Meanwhile, while that happens, we could go to the authentication and you get started. Just save some time. Then here, this is like how you want to be able, like if you want to create a login app or whatever, you could do the auth by phone or anonymous, or email and password with Google, Facebook, any account, or GitHub. Most likely we use this one a lot, and then you just save it. And then let's go to the Firestore database because that's what we're gonna be using. And we basically do the same thing. We get started. Yeah, start in production now, start in test mode. because in production you're gonna have to deal with a bunch of other stuff. So start and test, and then you can switch to production. That's when your app is ready to go live. Yeah, different. You could leave it like that by default. Yeah, just like the region where your data is going to live at is different for everybody around the world, because Google has so many different databases. So boom, okay, you got your database ready to get some stuff done. This is storage. This is like where whenever you upload pictures or whatever, it will live. So when people like on your feed or whatever, this is, I'll explain more, but this is like a storage out there in the cloud. So whenever like every user has the images and video, whatever information you have, just like any social media app, and it lives in one place. It has a database as well with all the address for everything. And when I say address, like the location of every picture, video, whatever you post, and things like that. Okay, I want to see this. Oh, still running. And if you check this, see, boom, I got all these changes. See, it even gets crazy because it has so much changes. But you see, like everything that we added. If you can see that pod file, you see this, all that. So once we finish, the app is up and running. We're going to create a branch, and we're going to commit this so everything is saved in the cloud, GitHub. So if something happened to your computer, or you want to work with your friend or whatever, you just could just tell them, hey, go download my project. It's right here. So you see, boom. Okay, at least we know. Hopefully you're running too. Hopefully you didn't crash or anything. Everything is in place, which is a great thing. Now we could go here and we'll like new branch, and I'll be like feature / added Firebase. And let's do branch from develop, create, leave my changes, bring my changes to my feature. A lot of time it's a lot better to create a branch first and then do it, but you can also do it that way. So add it. Firebase. You could just comment whatever you want. I was gonna add and then be like install it, but it's just a comment so that commit knows. Okay, no. See, I pushed the branch, but I didn't push the changes because always you gotta commit first. And once everything's committed, then boom, you could push. Now you see, boom, you got changes to push. See, boom, it's pushing all the changes. Boom, boom, chakalaka. All right, so let's do a very, very super simple test, and I'm gonna leave it there, and then we could do more stuff. Okay, it always goes to the feed, so they're going to the feed. Yeah, we're gonna be cleaning up all this soon. So here you're gonna import, let's try this, import Firebase auth, right? Okay, boom, Firebase authentication, I'll use the Firebase, but Firebase loads everything, so Firebase auth just to load the authentication stuff. Let's just do it right here. Yeah, this is just a test to see. Then you'll be like Firebase auth dot, is it Firebase what is it, auth dot create user with email and password. Let me see something there. Okay, let me. Good thing I'm gonna check this. See right here. Watch Firebase off. Let's see. Yeah, get started, blah blah blah. I want a documentation. Oh, because I know it's like that. It's like do Firebase, then Firebase auth. Let me see, I'll check something right now on that. Right? Oh, yeah, there you go. Email be like gender@aol.com, password obviously test 1 2 3 4 5, and then boom with the results and error, and then if we like print print the result.user, right? So let's see what happens now. I keep forgetting. Yeah, I'm so used to just like creating an extension for this that I just be like odd create user, that's it. Boom, you see Firebase user right here, boom, created the user, right? Then I could just be like user, or nah, you see stories, avatar, all that stuff. But yeah, I see that I showed the user, but most important, let's go here, and then you go authentication, and boom, you got a user right there. So we know that Firebase working, and this is the user ID, and it was created today, signed in, and all that good stuff. So then we're gonna add all this to sign in and logged in and all that kind of good stuff. I just wanted to test this, make sure that it's working. You already know. We're gonna just keep going more with this. If you want to play around, try to, even here I think got the documentation, and yeah, see introduction, iOS, sign in and build and blah blah blah. See, there's a lot of stuff that you could use, but you take Swift and yeah, see Firebase first, blah blah blah. You could find a lot of good stuff here, or like get started, but like you see all this, you see auth, the create user, blah blah blah. You see the things right here, configure, or all the sign in with email too, and all that good stuff. So alright, if you think I added value, subscribe, leave your comment, share with friends if you think they want to learn iOS, and see you next time.